We are back for another video, and today we are talking about Travis Hunter, who is personally who I am the most excited for out of all the rookies from this class. I am the most excited to watch him this season. There's a lot to talk about for Travis Hunter and the Jaguars as a whole. So we're just going to jump right into it. Now, before we do, though, my last two videos have been the JJ McCarthy video and the George Pickens video, and you guys have really seemed to like that. So thank you for all the support on those. I'm going to keep knocking these videos out because I enjoy doing them, and you guys seem to really enjoy watching them, which is a great combination. I'm going to do some tier lists here soon as well. And then, again, more in-depth team videos as the offseason rolls on and we get closer to the season, all that kind of good stuff. So, yeah, if you like the NFL, if you like team predictions, if you like tier lists, all that kind of stuff, subscribe to the channel. It takes just a second. It is free. And leave a like. It helps you out a whole lot. I would appreciate it. Jumping into the video, though. So, Travis Hunter, obviously, is a huge name from college football and then even into the draft. He's plays both sides of the ball. Heisman winner. We'll circle back to him, though. Here's the point of the video, but I do want to kind of do a brief little recap here. So Trevor Lawrence, obviously not a great year last year. Got banged up. Even then, it just wasn't very good. Year prior, again, shaky. I mean, he had a really good season at one point where it looked like he was kind of starting to really come into his own, and then injuries and inconsistency with coaching has, I think, just really derailed that, unfortunately. But again, we will come back to him. Travis Hunter and Tank Bigsby are the running backs. Brian Thomas Jr., amazing rookie season last year. I'm not sure why he was not talked about more. I think he was talked about a lot, but seriously, I think it went under the radar for way too long just how good of a season he was having. Travis Hunter, Diami Brown had a pretty good season last year in Washington, so I'm actually interested in what he can bring to the table here in Jacksonville. Brenton Strange, Walker Little, Ezra Cleveland, Robert Hainsey, Patrick McCarry, and Anton Harrison is the offensive line. Brenton Strange tight end. But yeah, the rest of this guy's offensive line. So looking at this, though, it's going to be interesting, just to be, totally honest here, because the Jaguars had a lot of question marks, a lot of things to consider. New head coach, obviously, that is Cohen from Tampa Bay. Their offensive coordinator is now the head coach there in Jacksonville. If you don't know who I'm talking about, he was like the Duval guy who said it all weird or whatever. But yeah, so again, not a bad resume though for Cohen. So I'm excited to see what he can bring to the table here because there was a lot of revamping that needs to be done, and that's why I loved them just getting anything they could, throwing it at the Browns to trade up and get Travis Hunter because Travis Hunter can be a vital piece to rebuilding this offense. I think first and foremost, Trevor Lawrence, we have to figure out how to get this guy to play a consistent high-level play of football because it just hasn't been there. At times, he looks great. At other times, he looks very bad. He had bad protection for a time. Then it was just bad coaching. And then Trevor looked off. And then he was fighting through an ankle injury at one point. He had the really bad concussion to end last year. So it's been tough for Trevor. But I'm going to be honest, I have not given up on him yet. I think he is very capable of being a very good quarterback. They had a great run in, 2022? 2021, I think it was 2022 when they lost the Chiefs in the playoffs, and they had a good run that season. Trevor looked really, really good. He had a lot of hype going into the following season as like a dark horse MVP candidate. I'm not going to say it was the most popular pick, but that was talks at that point of Trevor Lawrence having this huge breakout season. Never really happened, though. Now, with that said, I think they've definitely took these steps to try and help Trevor Lawrence. You'd brought in Ezra Cleveland from Minnesota at one point. You drafted Tank Bigsby to kind of have a more solid and consistent running game to take the pressure off Trevor Lawrence. Then you drafted Brian Thomas Jr., which is a huge hit. So they are continuing to try and give Trevor all he can to succeed, and you got to respect it. Now, moving on from Trevor, Travis Etienne and Tank Bigsby, I think is a pretty good running back duo, but again, it's a bit inconsistent at times. I'm going to try and give the Jaguars the benefit of the doubt and say a lot of those inconsistencies stemmed from poor coaching. And just a failure to really adapt to what the defense was giving them or just issues as the season went on. We'll see if that's the case this year, obviously. But I'm going to try and say a lot of that was due to coaching because I think a lot of these guys are very good players that were just in very unfortunate spots. You also drafted Bashol Tutin, who is very, very good. And I think he could see some meaningful snaps in his first year. So keep an eye on him to possibly win over in case Etienne goes down or Bigsby goes down. That's something they are not going to be afraid to throw in there and give him a shot. But of course, the subject of today's video, though, is Travis Hunter. He was my favorite player in the draft, and he was, I think, a lot of people's favorite player in the draft. And let's talk about why. So first off, I love his ability to change speeds. I talked about that in the Travis Hunter video I did, or not Travis Hunter video. When did I talk about that? I actually can't remember when I talked about that, so that's not a good look for me. In a past draft video, I talked about his ability to change speeds, and it's been seen as a huge pro for his prospect of what he's able to do, because he's able to, speed up, deaccelerate, cut, turn. He's a good route runner. He's able to manipulate his speed very, very well to make the DB buy on fakes or slow down and then get passed up. It's very, very good, and it's very, very important to be able to do that at a high level, at the next level of football, and Travis Hunter is very capable of doing that. Also, he has incredible hand-eye coordination. Absolutely incredible. I'm sure you guys have all seen the clip of against, I don't even remember who that was at this point, but whenever Shader threw it in the end zone, and Hunter's being pushed away from the football, and he still manages to reach up and grab the ball while going out of bounds, gets his feet in. It's an incredible catch. It really is. And I think it's a great example of just how talented he is at the catch point. He is able to come down with some great catches because he has unbelievable hand-eye coordination. So that's another huge thing for Travis Hunter. Also, he's just very athletic, and I think he's a very smart football player. So he understands the game well. He understands defense as well because he plays defense. So he's able to understand coverages, understand how to beat them, understand how to manipulate them. And he's just a smart player. He's a tough player, and he's a big playmaker as well. He can catch the ball. He has good speed to make plays happen after the catch. So there's a lot I just really love about Travis Hunter. However, you can't talk about Travis Hunter without also talking about his ability to play defense and what that means in the NFL. And I think people have gone back and forth on this a whole lot, and I think it's going to continue to happen until everyone sees for themselves what's going to happen with Travis Hunter on offense and defense. Hunter and Deion Sanders both, which is his college coach, have both said that he is able to play both sides of the ball in the NFL, and they're going to do it because they just showed how to do it in college, so he can do the same thing in the NFL. And to be fair, I think, in my opinion, so I'm not saying this is what I think they're going to do. Well, actually, no, you know what? I will go as far as saying that I think they will do this to at least start the year. I think to start the year, he will be more offensive heavy than defensive heavy. And then I think as the season goes on, you're going to see that shift to where however the coaches see fit. But I do think that Hunter is talented enough to do both sides of the ball at the next level. I think it's a matter of balancing that and also ensuring it so that he's not going to overwork himself and kind of protecting the player, if that makes sense, from himself, of trying to push himself out there, overworking himself, gets injured. They got to be careful about that. But as the season goes on, I think they'll be able to try and modify it to where it benefits what they need most. If they need receiver depth, if they need a big play on offense, or if they need more depth on defense, because that's the thing too, is that they just have to have certain packages to open the year. I think you're going to see certain packages on his first, whether it's his first snap on offense or defense, whatever he's doing, there's going to be certain packages where they like running Travis Hunter, I think, to start the year. And I think as it goes on, they'll try and open up the possibilities, let him do more as long as it's going well, and then we'll see what the potential really, really is at the next level. And again, because he's on defense, we got to talk about defense as well. So he joins a secondary with guys like Darnell Savage and Tyson Campbell and Eric Murray. And he is going to need to, if he thinks he can do it, he's going to need to be a big player in this defense because the secondary does need help. And what I don't understand is I think a lot of people have said a lot of his interceptions have come off of bad throws. And while maybe that is true, it's just kind of cherry picking that. That doesn't really take into account the plays where he has shut down someone and not allowed them to be open and made the ball go elsewhere or made the ball be thrown poorly and him to get an interception. It doesn't really tell the whole story. I don't like focusing on it like that. And even if maybe it is the case, to be honest, I haven't really seen a lot of these interceptions that people say were just bad throws or tipped up in the air, whatever it is. But there are some plays I know for a fact where Hunter played perfect defense and timed it great and undercut the route. TCU, for an example, he's like Superman, dove out there, picked him off on the goal line. That was, I think, 2 seasons ago. So I think a lot of things about Travis Hunter, it stems from his football IQ and athleticism. He's very, very smart. And because he plays both sides of the ball, A, you have to be smart to do that. B, it helps him understand what the other side of the ball is looking to do either against him or against his teammates, and he's able to help out that way. So I really think he'll be able to get open at the next level because he'll be able to understand defenses, I think, and he's already a talented route runner. And defensively, I think he's going to be able to use his IQ and undercut some of those routes, which he did do at the previous level of football, which I think he can still do at the next level of football. And he carries those same traits as a receiver with him, his ability to change speed and recover if it looks like he's out of position. And again, you are getting a defensive back with amazing hand-eye coordination. This is not someone you're going to want to test routinely or really test at all. So do I think there'll be games where he struggles? Absolutely. He's a rookie corner when it comes down to it. He's a rookie corner who might be playing both sides of the ball. It's impossible, in my opinion, for him not to struggle at some point. And I already know that when it happens, people are going to be jumping on and saying, oh, see, he can't do it at the next level. But I really think if we take this season, if Travis Hunter's as good as I think he will be, and a lot of people think he will be, if we sit down and we watch once this season is over and we watch his snaps on defense, I am willing to put a large sum of money on the fact that he is going to be doing way more good than getting burnt or getting, mossed maybe once or twice or something. I think he's a great player. People want to see him fail. When you look at this offense, if this is a healthy offense, without Travis Hunter, it's going to be a little rough because they don't have much wide receiver depth at all. I mean, it falls off a fair amount after Dyami Brown. Obviously, Joshua Cephas is the rookie, so we don't know what he will really be. But when you look beyond that, someone's got to step up, is what I'm trying to say. Someone has to step up because if Travis Hunter needs a breather at some point, if he's not able to do this both sides of the ball and they have to have him at corner, they need to find a way to get this to where they can balance it and they don't outweigh one side of the ball, the secondary or wide receiver room, and make the other struggle more than they should have to. But for that to happen, someone has to step up in this wide receiver room for Travis Hunter to not be on the field and this to still be a pretty capable of offense. Because here's how I'm going to look at it, right? Trevor Lawrence, Travis Etienne, Tank Bigsby, Brian Thomas Jr., Travis Hunter. It's a pretty good core group right there. But if Hunter is not there, it is Trevor Lawrence, Travis Etienne, Tank Bigsby, Brian Thomas Jr., Dyami Brown. And that is a whole lot different. That's a whole lot different of a look. Defenses are not going to respect that near as much. They're just going to load up on Brian Thomas Jr. So maybe it's Dyami Brown that has a career year. Maybe it's Parker Washington. I don't care who it is. But someone has to step up and help out this offense when Travis Hunter might not be on the field if he's been playing too much defense or if they need him on defense or whatever it is. You know what I mean? So it's a lot of speculation when it comes to Travis Hunter because there's just no way of knowing how this is going to go until it happens. This is just kind of uncharted territory, really. Because, yes, there have been guys that have played both sides of the ball to a degree and been pretty good at it, but this is a truly generational prospect of someone that can play at a very high level on both cornerback and receiver. So who knows what that's really going to bring. I hope the coaching can maximize his potential. I'm going to be honest, no offense to any Browns fans watching. I'm so thankful he did not go to Cleveland because it would have been really, really bad. I don't think that would have gone well at all. I trust Jacksonville's coaching. I trust Cohen, the head coach, to find a way to really get the most out of this. But again, this is someone that can transform your offense. He can transform your defense. It just comes down to being able to make sure he is rested, not overworking himself, not tearing up his body, and the Jaguars are going to hit absolutely huge on their second overall pick. I'm trying to forget anything else, but there's just a lot to talk about for Travis Hunter. I'm trying to make sure I hit all the points I wanted to. I'm very, very excited. Seriously, I mean, for not being a Jaguars fan, I am very, very excited to watch Travis Hunter. I just love football, and I think Travis Hunter is a very good football player, so I love watching it. I hope things can go well in year one. The Jaguars are a team that has so much potential. I mean, they really do, and it's a shame they haven't lived up to it yet. But that's going to start and end with Trevor Lawrence. Truly. I mean, even for Travis Hunter, if you want Travis Hunter to be a big player on offense, that needs to be Trevor Lawrence in there, not Nick Mullins. So we'll see what happens. I have faith in the Jaguars. I think they can get it done. But yeah, Travis Hunter is, in my opinion, going to be the most impactful player from this draft. If you guys enjoyed the video, though, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. Let me know down below your thoughts on Travis Hunter. Is he a great prospect? Is he overrated? Should he be only defense or only offense? I love to hear your guys' thoughts because there's a lot of different scenarios people have for how they're going to utilize them. So I love to hear them. Thanks for watching. I do really appreciate it, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.